Hello, this is Purge to bring you guys Game 2 of Complexity versus Quantic. This is for the ESWC semifinals. We currently have Complexity up one game, so if they take this win, they go on to the finals to play against Pot and Bottom. And I'm, of course, joined by Dota commentaries, Bballin. Thanks for hanging out with me
What's up, everybody?
tonight.
And I'm really excited for this clash of North American Titans from all around the country and all around Canada as well. And they're looking very, very strong. Complexity just looking so in shape as we go into international. They've been boot camping for a long time at GameClux in Seattle, so they've been looking in tip-top shape. You know, Quantic, they put up a good fight, but really the ultimate cooldown just proved to be too big of a hassle, and they couldn't take team fights as much as they wanted to.
Yeah, and they did get outpushed a little bit in the beginning. The top lane, generally for Complexity, ended up doing better, and they ended up doing a lot of roaming and just general pulling, I think, out of Fluff to get him some solo EXP, and it worked out nicely. Jo got absolute amazing farm. Morphling also picked up a lot of farm as well, but the top lane didn't do as well for Quantic. They got kills, and they traded evenly on kills, but they lost their tower, and they didn't get as many last hits compared to Lone Druid, who just got absolutely sick farm. So
Yeah, and I like the spam by Quantic saying, alright, we don't want to deal with the Invoker once again. We don't really want to first pick Invoker, so we'll just ban him just to get him out of the way. So JL can't pick that up. But of course, a lot of strong heroes in the hero pool. Nature's Prophet is going to be opening pickup, and unfortunately for them, Nature's Prophet didn't really work too well in the last game, but hopefully Quantic can utilize it a bit more properly. They weren't able to get the split push going with the Nature's Prophet and the Morphling like they wanted to. They were just under too much pressure, and Nature's Prophet really didn't get too many items. Meanwhile, Rubik, extremely versatile hero in conjunction with that Leshrac, just going to be able to push down towers, do so much damage, and really become a teamfight presence, as they can take teamfights so easily with these heroes.
Yeah, Rubik is one of the strongest mid-game heroes, I find. Usually when he's about level 8 or so, because you not only have a stun from telekinesis, you also have a spammable Fade Bolt, and then hopefully if you can steal a good disable or a good nuke from an enemy team that possibly has a stun or just a nuke, just couples so much damage on the hero. It's a lot of skill points, basically. You don't have a really strong ultimate, but you have a lot of really spammable low cooldown spells, which can be very powerful. And Leshrac on top of that, man, his ability to take towers solo is just insane. It's like, oh, you could have a Leshrac with any farm at all, and as long as nobody's by the tower will die within like 2 waves. So he's just so good at pushing. I'm really surprised he actually made it through the first round of banning, but I guess Quantic was like, well, we dealt with your Lone Druid, we don't want to deal with that again, so...
Yeah, we don't want to deal with Lone Druid or Invoker again. Alacrity, Bear combination, just too annoying to deal with, and JO Invoker was just so sensational, even without Alacrity. Really, really difficult to deal with, and we'll see if Quantic picks up Morphling again once again for coL. coL didn't do too badly.
Yeah.
He had sensational farm in the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game, and then he sort of slowed off. He tried to gank a bit more, noticing that they were losing towers. They wanted to get some more hero kills just to have their towers be a bit safer, and he couldn't get that E-Blade up until around the 30-minute mark, if I remember correctly. And he got an unstoppable streak, but in the end it didn't really matter.
Yep. Wasn't quite enough to pick off enough kills, so... And surprisingly, we didn't even see like a support get farmed. I mean, the positioning of Complexity was just always so solid. Quantic's going to be playing the Venomancer this game, up with their Nature's Prophet. So currently they have a lot of really good pushing heroes, but can they outlane the enemy team? I mean, Leshrac's really strong. They might do like a Leshrac Sanking combo, something like that, or even Shadow Demon we could see make an appearance here. So things could still go a lot of different ways for Complexity. Do you know who plays Rubik on their team? Is it going to be TC perhaps? I don't think I've seen Complexity play him. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think they like to solo their Rubik a bit more. But we'll see. Complexity is just such a versatile team. They can play their players in so many different options. But Queen of Pain is going to be the response pick. They give him a lot more mobility, a lot of nuke damage just to scare away the team. And right now, not too many tanky heroes on the side of Complexity. No natural pipe or mechanism carriers, unless you build on Rubik or anything like that. So Queen of Pain, very, very versatile hero. But if she doesn't get going, if she doesn't get off to a good start, she's just going to have her effect weaken significantly in the mid to late stages of the game.
And against a Rubik, this could be a little scary for the Dire team, because if her blink gets maxed out, it's actually pretty nasty as a Rubik to have that up so often, especially if the skill points are up. Just being able to initiate perfectly. Rubik as a hero, such a great ganking hero, and then you don't have to buy a Blink Dagger, and you can escape from every gank. It gets really scary. Scream of Pain, not the best ability on him, other than for pushing and farming, but either way, yeah, Rubik versus Queen of Pain should break semi-even in that lane. So at the very least, Quantic does know that at least they should do okay mid.
Yep, and they pick up the tide after giving them some nice teamfight presence. We'll see if Quantic decides to ban out some more teamfight heroes, or they decide to ban out carries, they decide to ban out the Broodmother. Complexity utilized it pretty well, even though Broodmother had an abysmal time winning. Still managed to farm up a relatively quick Orchid around the 17-minute mark, even though Hannah Montana was just pressed down so heavily. The ability to send Spires to jungle is just too good for Brood, as Enigma is the response ban at Complexity, saying, alright, we want our team fight to be the best team fight. We have Lesh and Tide. The only way you can come back in this team fight is if you pick up Enigma, so we're just going to ban it. Not going to give you any hope for this team fight. Leshrac and Tide, just such a deadly combination.
And
So,
maybe they're hoping Quantic will actually pick up Morphling. Rubik, very good here against Morphling. He can steal Morph and turn all of his agility into strength. He can also steal, or just give the no field, which is a huge magic resistance AoE for his allies, which, and since Morphling is largely magical damage, at least in the mid game, can help out a lot. And actually, Quantic's going to be the one to ban Morphling, not Complexity.
yeah, it's pretty interesting, but it makes sense just because, alright, right now we don't have any stuns, we don't have any natural silence carries almost to get an Orchid on Nature's Prophet, and we don't really want to farm up a fast Orchid on him. We might want to go for Aghanims. So we'll just ban out the Morphling. You don't have any late game potential at the moment, so Morphling he might be a pickup for you, and also against Nature's Prophet he's a solid pickup just to counter a bit of split pushing. And meanwhile, Panda is the response ban. I'm really liking these bans like Complexity, just saying, alright, no team fight for you guys. We got it under control. If you want to take team fight, you're going to have to run through Lesh. And even when Tyler Delta is cooldown, Lesh is just such a powerful team fight hero in his own regard. Once he gets enough farm, it's just going to be so incredibly difficult to take fights against him.
Yeah, the cooldown on his stun is amazing. I mean, it's an AoE 2-second stun, and that's one of his basic abilities. It's not an ultimate at all there. And as the game progresses, his AoE damage output also gets pretty insane. So it's going to really shut down Nature's Prophet pushes. Venomancer's going to have to be very careful as well. And even Queen of Pain, kind of squishy in the early to mid game, depending on her item choices. So they're definitely going to have to be very, very careful about that Leshrac combo. And it's going to be a Sand King. So this does prevent the Radiant team from doing a Leshrac Sand King combo. They can still do the Shadow Demon Leshrac combo, but it's not quite as damage dealing. It's more like more utility based than the Sand King Lesh would be.
Yeah, Sand King, of course, just so good at landing double burrow strikes, but Quantic desperate to get some sort of team fight, and desperate to get a stun at least. They had no stuns until that Sand King pickup. Looks like Tiny needs to pick up by Complexity, just going to give them even more burst damage. So we'll see how fast Quantic can pipe in Mechanism. Do they have any natural carries? Will Quantic go for a late game assurance pick, or will they decide to pick up a semi carry, just go for all out mid game, just leave late game into the hands of Queen of Pain and Nature's Prophet? I think that might be the better choice in this situation.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a little scary for them. They have a lot of squishy heroes, so Tiny is going to be able to combo some of these. Even Sand King, Queen of Pain, Venomancer, Nature's Prophet, all four of those heroes are going to be squishy, at least until the mid-game. Queen of Pain, Nature's Prophet eventually will get enough HP to be less squishy, but Venomancer, not going to get a lot of farm. Sand King, depending on how well his game goes and how well delayed he is, he might get shut down as well. And surprisingly, get to see a Windrunner pick. It's another squishy hero, so Tiny might just have a great game here.
Well, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think they know they'll be under pressure. They know they can't really win team fights. They just need to get a lot of mid-game presence. They need another stun. They need Shackle Shot. So I think Windrunner is a solid pickup as Chris Main is a response pick. So no stereotypical carries, but Tiny just seen building Aghanims, Hyperstone, all that jazz is just going to battle Tiny so often these days. And it's just going to be really, really difficult. And Windrunner, of course, a natural Mechanism carrier. So maybe they're going to give Venomancer a bit more farm or Sand King a bit more farm, try to get a pipe as soon as possible. Otherwise, Quantic is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very tough for them. Especially after Complexity's first win, definitely playing slightly better than the Dire team. So maybe they can continue that there. And late game, how are things looking out? They have a possible Queen of Pain semi-carry, Nature's Prophet semi-carry. Radiant team is going for a Tiny, most likely Aghanim Scepter or AC, something like that. And not only does it push really well, but it's also pretty good for carry potential. It really isn't that bad of damage. Clears creep waves. It's actually pretty intimidating. And they'll have a Leshrac on top of that, and just generally a really good push. So
yeah, I think if it goes to late game, I think Quantic has a slight edge, but it's just going to really come down to team fights up to that point, and I mean Complexity just has that in spades at the moment. So I guess we'll go over the players and teams. I'll just go over Complexity. TC's going to play the Tiny.
1 second, I have it on directed, so I'm going to black screen it for just a second. Free camera. All right, I'm a free caster. All right, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Yep. TC is going to be playing that Tiny. Fluff is going to be playing the Leshrac, so support Leshrac. Jade is going to be playing the Rubik, going to be soloing that mid position. Hannah Montana going to be playing the Tide Hunter. And last but not least, IX Mike is going to be playing that Crystal Main, so support Leshrac rather than getting too much farm. But they're going to leave Tiny to get so much farm in the early game.
Yeah, especially on the safe lane like this. I love how he picked up a Stout Shield, by the way. Tiny has very, very low armor, so if he can block any of that damage, it's really awesome. So, very cool item build to start. For Quantic, we have Painted Gold playing Sand King. Might find the Leshrac. Bleak is on the Windrunner. We have Korok on the Queen of Pain, 1437 on the Venno, and Brax is on the Nature's Prophet. So that is Team Quantic here.
I think when you said no armor, you meant 0 armor. He has no armor.
Oh, nice. He does have the Ice Tiny, too. Good. Good.
Yeah. I should give him a little bit of armor just for the lulls. You know, Craggy Stare would be Icy Stare or something like that. Come on, Val.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
no,
cool.
just Val, of course, done a great job in this game. But anyway, ward's being picked up by Fluff. Let's see if he places. Most likely, just going to try to protect Jail as much as possible to prevent some of the roaming, because Tiny should be okay with minimal support, especially with Crystal Main support. So he's going to place those wards just to protect Rubik as much as possible. And once Rubik gets enough levels, once he starts getting that null field, Queen of Pain and Venomancer and Sand King will just do so much less damage. Null field is just such an underrated skill.
It really is. Like, it's seriously significant watching Sand King for months and months and just watching his ulti win team fights. And then you see him against a Rubik and you're like, that wasn't that bad. That really wasn't that much damage. And the null field really does make that big difference. I mean, you're totally right. Queen of Pain, all about magic damage, SK, all about magic damage, and even Venomancer ulti, not to be scoffed at, but once he's got the null field up, it's going to be really tough for them to perform well against those in team fights.
Yep, looks like 1437 going to hold on to his wards right now. He's not going to buff off any post spots. It looks like he was a little bit afraid of going into the jungle. So right now, the level 1 camp is already pulled by Fluff, so he's going to get a bit of experience, going to deny a lot of experience to the side of Quantic. So right now, it looks like the lane is going solidly for Quantic, but Tiny's got to be very, very careful, because right now it's 3-on-2. Pinnacle trying to get in position, just going to try to scare away the Tiny. And will the Quantic side decide to push with this level 1 camp being pulled? No, looks like they can't really do anything against the Crystal Main Tiny combination at this point.
Fluff being awesome here. He's actually doing a double pull from the small camp into the medium camp. I have seen a couple players do this. It is not easy to do. He did miss one of the creeps, but this gives him some free XP. 1437 is going to try to contest this. Of course, he may be able to grab these last hits. It's very important that he grabs these creeps. If the neutrals get the last hit on it, he does miss it, so he doesn't get any experience for that. Takes one stun from Fluff. There's a Frost Nova as well from IX Mike, and a couple right clicks on 1437, even the Mud Golem helping out a bit, and Nature's Prophet almost TPing.
Yep, but it looks like Fluff and Crystal Main going to be able to clean up that creep wave, so Tiny's going to get a lot of experience. Meanwhile, Bleak is going to do a solid job against Tiny, as Pinnacle is going to support. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, this is a really interesting matchup. You'd naturally think that Queen of Pain will have the advantage, and she does, but it's not as huge an advantage as you'd think, just because if you pick up a point to Kraken Shell, which Tiny surprisingly has not done just yet, so Shadow Strike is going to be more effective than it usually would. I'd rather you go for one level in Kraken Shell at this point, but still, Anchor Smash is just such a good skill. You want to get as max as soon as possible, so you got to respect that build as well.
Yeah, and he has a lot of regen as well. He came to lane with 2 tangos, 1 salve, and a stout shield. So he's actually just getting in Queen of Pain's face, trying to trade hits as much as possible, because he knows that when his regen runs out, that's when Queen of Pain gets a major advantage. He's actually pressuring pretty hard, throws a dagger. Hannah Montana he has eaten a tango, so he's slowly healing up here, trying to do some juking. He's doing a pretty good job. Queen of Pain actually losing him. Wow, huge plays there by Tide. And Nature's Prophet was thinking about TPing, and he's actually going to survive here. I thought that was for sure going to be a confrontation, maybe a death.
Yeah, Tide Hunter, you might think he's a big bulky machine, but he's actually sneaky like a ninja. He actually has solid base move speed, 310, so Shadow Strike not as effective as it usually would, so he was able to scuttle on out of there. But Karok is going to have a relatively easy farm, just checking out early last hits. You can see that Rubik has having a relatively easy time in the middle lane. He's able to last it just because Fion has been attempting to teleport. But looks like there's going to be engagement on the top lane. Bballin in conjunction with Square. The Titan comes in with the Avalanche, and looks like TC picks up the first blood. Pinnacle is going to have to get the heck out of there. Looks like Bleak trying to do as much damage to IX Mega as possible. Bleak is going to be in a lot of trouble right now. Tiny, he does have the mana. Avalanche is cooling down in about 3 more seconds. Can they get another split combined with the Avalanche tops? Here comes Pinnacle with another burst strike. Looks like Avalanche is used. Splurth is going to whiff, but Edict is just doing so much damage. One more hit will kill off Pinnacle, and TC picks up a double kill. But Nature's Prophet is going to teleport and can he kill IX Mega at the very least? Yes, he does. But he's taking significant damage on his own hero. Fluff is going to hide in the trees, salve up, but he's going to take the fall as well. But still, overall, I think that favored complexity just because Prophet is leaving that lane. Rubik's going to push all the while and keep in mind Tiny to get that first blood.
That was a great play by Pinnacle to dodge the Leshrac stun. I mean, he knew that if he ran forward, he was absolutely dead. And sometimes the only way to dodge that is to run away, or like away from your tower in safety. And he did almost survive it, but a lot of heroes contributing to that team fight there. And 2-2 currently, so pretty fun to see that much action going on at the start of that fight.
Yeah, definitely. And It's going to be really, really dangerous once Tiny picks up a lot of gold. He's only level 4 at this point, so he's not going to get his full damage combination right off the bat. But he's picking up a lot of gold from that kill in the first play. He's going to pick up boots of speed. He's going to farm up to those arcane boots, blink dire, and just be a ganking menace. And we'll see if Leshrac is going to stay closer to the lane now that Quantic is trying to be a bit more aggressive, trying to pressure down that Tiny. And it looks like JO has an Invis rune, and I think they did see it. They did have a Sentry Ward. Or was that Complexity Sentry Ward? I'm not too sure. Looks like JO is positioned, casted the telekinetic field. Split's going to be casted, not placed, not perfectly coordinated, but TC picks up a killing spree nonetheless.
So 4 heroes top, nice little gank by JO. That's going to kill the Windrunner and give him some more farm. And that's going to force back Sand as well as Venomancer. They're not going to really feel safe coming back to the lane. He's going to TP back to the mid lane to continue his last hit. And this gives Nature's Prophet a couple easy last hits. Wow, Nature's Prophet actually has a bottle here.
That is interesting.
Surely he stole that from some... I never see Nature's Prophet bottle. He doesn't really need the mana that badly. There's a Burst Strike on Tiny on the top lane. Gale's going to land. Nature's Prophet is TPing. Great power shot as well. TC is getting very low. Awesome Avalanche. But Tiny gets killed. One toss. That's actually going to sacrifice IX Mike there. Was that really worth it? Oh, that did not need to be a double kill. Yeah, TC.
Oh, man. Just huge amount of hilarities. Keep in mind, these teams probably very good friends. Probably scrimmage against each other quite often, so it's all fun and games at this point, but still they're taking it quite seriously. But yeah, Nature's Prophet bottle, I guess he really wants to deny rune control to JO, because if JO picks up a rune, that's an easy kill for any lane. And
it does make it much more efficient for him to leave the lane and lose EXP by going to pick up those runes. I mean, he can even teleport. If he has vision on one of them, he guarantees himself a rune, unless there's an enemy support here covering those rune spots. So, and if it's like a haste or double damage, that's actually usable by Nature's Prophet. Even something like an illusion is really not that bad. So it's interesting to see. I don't know how much it's really affecting his play here. I'm not sure why he sprouted there either. Maybe to get high ground vision or something. But yeah, interesting choice. There are some benefits. JO is going to grab a haste though, so maybe it wasn't worth it after all.
That top lane, looks like top lane's so natural. They did not spot out that ward was complexity, so JO is just going to rush in, and Quantic has no idea he was there, but now they see Splitter in conjunction with the Edict. TC is going to pick up another kill. Nice deny by Leshrac as time to teleport in with the Ravage, and Complexity has his team fight easily. As no, looks like, yeah, they do have it easily, but yeah, nice deny by Leshrac.
Yeah, huge deny there. Gale is deniable, I believe, so must have been a Gale on Crystal Maiden, correct? Yeah, Gale on Crystal Maiden, and then he denied him when he went down to very, very low HP, so huge team fight win from the Dire team. And that was a TP support from Tidehunter as well. That Ravage was perfectly timed there, and he was like, he was there at the perfect time, honestly. I don't know if he TP'd in preparation for that or what. Maybe Croc was just simply, Croc doesn't have a stun, so Tide can just TP out in his face.
Yep, and Leshrac is trying to get in position. Maybe they're trying to get this tower. Will he pop Edict? He's only level 4, so he's not going to have that level 3 Edict just yet. But no, this tower is still at healthy HP. They won't be able to push it down, especially with Nature's Prophet here to back him up. Meanwhile, Karok is farming very, very well in the bottom lane. 45 CS in 7 minutes. Quite solid farm. And we'll see what item she decides to go for first, as she has the strength treads as well as the bottle. She's going to finish the magic wand. Will she go for fast Aghanim's just to buff up her ultimate as much as possible? As looks like 1437 individual casts a Gale on IX Mech, but another rebuttal kill as 1437 took the bait perfectly. Can they get a rebuttal kill on TC? Brostar catches 2 arrows. Once again, power shot will be able to clean up TC as JO unluckily gets shackled to a tree, but it looks like Nature's Prophet one more hit. No, he's going to be able to escape. Nicely done by Quantic, and they're getting a bit of rebuttal here as IX Mech is going to take the fall. Can they deny the Frostbite? No, Nature's Prophet will live, and Fluff is going to have to back out.
Yeah, Fluff is thinking about fighting this. He does have a stun. Stun's going to land on Bleak, and he's going to walk away from this. And he actually does not have boots, but he plays it safe. Tidehunter denies bot tower. Great play from Hannah Montana. That was a catapult and a creep wave and a Queen of Pain. So huge deny from him there.
Tidehunter not picking up any points in Anger Smash. I guess
Kraken Shell, right?
Yeah, Kraken Shell. My bad. I guess he doesn't plan on staying in lane. He just wants to gank as much as possible and get into team fight, and he's definitely shown signs of that. He's been ganking non-stop, and meanwhile JO has that ball and the magic wand. We'll see if he picks up a fast blink dire or if he just goes for maybe a standard build. Maybe he'll go for maybe a pipe or a mechanism just to help out his team, just because the majority of the damage on both sides is magical.
Yeah, he has died once here, so that was his team fight top in the last one that didn't turn out so well, I believe. Unless I'm misremembering. But he could be doing a little bit better, perhaps. He's 1-1-3. That's not bad at all. He has done some ganking. His items are decent. Wand, bottle with the TP scroll. So really, he's just trying to continue his EXP gain, especially since somebody was gone, and maybe push the lane and try to take the tier 1. And that's what looks like is going to happen. Fluff's coming down. So he's got 3 edicts. There's a Nature's Prophet ulti to try to counter push, and Nature's Prophet actually picked off Crystal Maiden with an ulti.
Top lane, there is a big engagement as coL teleported in. TC's going to hide in the trees for now, but it looks like coL might be in a bit of trouble. He's just going to flick out into the trees. Ravage's cast is hitting 2 heroes. Bleak is going to be in a lot of trouble. Splitter is going to miss as a beautiful burrow strike catching 2 heroes. He's going to Sandstorm, but Edict doing so much damage. And looks like Tiny able to pick up the last hit. TC is low 7. He went for phase, so it's interestingly enough going to give him a lot of mobility, but it looks like Nature's Power trapped himself in the trees with the Leshrac. And can the Tidehunter escape? Queen of Pain doing a lot of damage. Still, no ultimate, still on cooldown. And with the help of Jail, I think Quantic should back out.
Yeah, Korok is getting juked a little bit. He still hasn't steal on the spell. There, finally takes it. It's going to be Shadow Strike. And he cannot get the Faithful off. Yeah, he does actually pick him off. Huge range on that one. It's like we have Nature's Prophet coming in trying to trade. Fluff gets very, very low. He might die to Sandstorm. He's going to live with 6 HP. I can't believe it. Painted Gold really want the kill. Nice gush. It's going to buy him a couple more hits. And there is a few more nukes and a few more right clicks on Sanking. He burrow strikes under tower. And that was the only way he's going to survive that. And nice burrow strike steal. Great spell to have. Only level 3, but still very amazing. Huge stun duration on that.
1437 wants Fluff. He's going to be able to pick off Fluff, but keep in mind, you're doing damage after you die. 1437 so low HP. Can they get a gush off? No, that word just going to scare Hannah Montana away, saying, oh crap, I don't have Kraken Shell. I only have a Stout Shield. I can't take too much of this damage. And for 1437, able to scuttle on out of there. But still, what a chaotic team fight, as it is 11-10 in favor of Complexity. Just checking out the goal graph really fast. It doesn't really mean too much at this point. But meanwhile, TC went for the phase boots. What do you think about this decision?
Yeah, it's an interesting Tiny build. You have to keep in mind that once he grabs grow levels, his base movement speed is really high. He gets up to, what is it, 60 movement speed from his level 3 ulti, so phase boots end up really paying off. And additionally, he's probably going to go a phase drum build. It makes Tiny really, really fast here, as well as having some pretty good stats. So it's definitely doable. The movement speed is great, gives him a couple more attacks. He doesn't really need the base damage that much because he already hits pretty hard, but I think it's a pretty cool little build that I've seen a lot of Tiny players do, and it makes them so good at chasing. So it can definitely pay off.
Yep, he is level 8 now, so his combo will do a lot of damage. So it's going to be really difficult to face against that Tiny. Just checking out the H pools of all the heroes, I think they might all get one-shot except for Queen of Pain. Yeah, I think they actually do all get one-shot. As looks like a nice blink out by Jail. He burrow strike at the exact same time, but Epicenter is challenge Shackle Shot latching on Jail all the while. TC's going to teleport and try to get a rebuttal kill. He does manage to pick off Windrunner, but Epicenter, and they were able to trade a Windrunner for Jail. I think that was worth it in the end.
Yeah, a Rubik as well as a Crystal Maiden, totally. They probably got a lot of experience out of that as well. Windrunner hits 9. Fluff is bot lane, grabs Boots, Bracer, going to try to defend mid. Mid's going to get picked off, and this game's looking a lot more even than the previous ones. Quantic actually trading semi-even on kills. This is 12-12, and they have taken their first tower, whereas Quantic, or Complexity, surprisingly hasn't taken their own, despite having a Leshrac.
Yeah, it's really surprising. Just keep in mind, the towers are all at nearly full HP on the side of Quantic. Of course, Edict doesn't care, but looks like there's going to engage in the mid lane. Fluff was able to kill 1437, but coL taking so much damage. Nice chain stunts as Leshrac did take the fall, but coL is barely able to survive, and he's going to be able to escape for now. But it looks like Bleak is going to teleport in with the Shackle Shot, and Nature's Prophet does take the fall. Tidehunter comes in with a nice Ravage, and that might be the end of this engagement. No, it looks like coL wants more. He has full mana, not yet full HP, but Screen Pain in conjunction with that Shadow Strike able to clean up the Tidehunter, and looks like IX might be the next one to fall.
Yeah, they're going to have to tower dive him. He does Frostbite under tower, couple right clicks on Korok. But it looks like Fluff wants to kill. Nice split earth, picks off the first one. Bleak plus Edict damage, great juking, but oh, Fluff almost predicts it perfectly. But then at the last second, Windrunner continues left and Fluff goes right, so no kill on Windrunner there. But nice play, yeah. Picking up the Queen of Pain. That's
really
still very
fortunate
crucial.
For Bleak. I think he got a little bit lucky there. I think Fluff might have out-mind-gamed himself right there.
Yeah.
Still, TC just checking out his farm really fast. He is going to go for those drums like you mentioned, but he's going to go on the Sand King. No, just a casual avalanche, just saying, what's up, buddy? As he's just going to get out of there. Interesting word placement, just seeing all the teleports, but here comes a teleport by Nature's Prophet. TC did not see that coming. Will they be able to... Nice tree surround as they manage to get a Gale and a Burrow Strike. Can TC escape? He's teleporting out. He will be able to escape. Nicely done by TC. But still, overall, beautiful play by both teams, as this is a very chaotic game, but both teams responding quite well.
Yeah, 16-15 right now. Radiant team slightly in the advantage. This team, Quantic, Goldgraph is sitting at about 5k advantage for them, so actually doing quite well. And EXP as well, so they're looking pretty well.
Fluff in mid lane. He's going to take a Sonic Wave to the face. Edict trying to do as much damage as possible. He knew he was dead, so trying to drop off as much damage as possible. But Queen of Pain just going to bottle up. Will they be able to get a rebuttal kill on Nature's Power? TC wants blood. He smells blood. Just going to toss the creep.
So he does have his drum finish, plus phase boots hitting him really hard right now. 180 per hit is insane. Korok has pretty good HP as well, Illusion Rune, point booster, so he can do this semi-safely. He's got to worry about a Frostbite though. If he gets Frostbited and combo, there's the Avalanche Frostbite. No, not quite. Awesome coordination there. Frostbite does prevent blinking, so if he would have gotten frostbitten, we would have seen a toss from Tiny and a possible Queen of Pain kill. That would have been huge.
Yeah, for sure Queen of Pain would have died, but that's the problem with Bootsless Queen of Pain, or Bootsless Crystal Main, as looks like Jo stole the blink from the Queen of Pain, as he was able to blink in, initiate, but still couldn't get enough. Crystal Main is so slow at this point in the game, no boots. As Sand King wants blood, he's gonna avalanche in. Can they pick up a last hit? One more hit as the toss cleans him up. Will Quantic go on the offensive? Yes, they want a rebuttal kill, but here comes Fluff Edict just doing so much damage in conjunction with that Pulse Nova. Looks like Rax is going to be next one to take the fall. Kurok dies as well, and 1430 is going to retreat as well, as all these chaotic teamfights is favoring Complexity in the end. Just slightly, Venoman's ultimate dropped off at the last second, just going to say, hey, go back to Fountain. We don't want you pushing down this tower, but it looks like they're going to be able to push down this tower nonetheless, as everybody is in position and Tyrant does have Ravage.
Looks like TC's going to be the one to take it. He's going to gush on somebody. Windrunner sitting pretty far back here. Bleak only 200 gold away from his mech, so he's getting close, but he will power shot the wave. Toss actually does not get the last hit, and a blink from Jo looking for an initiation. So they're back. TP going from Rubik to the top lane to farm, and Complexity's got to be really happy about that one. They had a great team fight, and they didn't even use Ravage, by the way.
Yeah, it was really chaotic, but Fluff Edict and Pulse Nova just does so much damage early on, and Fluff, despite playing support Leshrac, is level 10, and just checking out the early hero levels, he's not too far behind, but meanwhile Venomancer Sand King not having a good time, and this is the problem with support Sand King. He just does not have a very good time farming a Blink Dagger, and Epicenter only decreases in effectiveness as the game goes on. Looks like Complexity wants to get a smoke gank on this Queen of Pain. Do they have any sort of initiation? They should have a Blink Rubik. No, Rubik is nowhere to be found, as Korok should be able to escape. Edict just going to try to scare Korok away from his hiding spot. Blink is going to be cooling down. Toss is going to try to get the kill, as Korok is going to escape, but he's trapped in the corner. He might take the fall, as he's going to get locked in place. He drops the Sonic Wave, able to kill, as beautiful rebuttal by Quantic, able to pick off 3 heroes, as looks like Complexity might have overcommitted, but still nice juking by Korok, and TC is going to take the fall as well, as this game is just completely back and forth.
Yeah, I didn't even think that Queen of Pain was going to get caught there. I thought for sure she was going to survive, but then huge initiation, awesome AoE damage from Absolute Legends. That was like a power shot, Nature's Prophet ulti on the entire enemy team, and a lot of them died. 4 died there for the Queen of Pain, so not worth it all, and they're going to be able to take a tier 2 tower as a result.
Yeah, and only 1 tier 1 tower in the mid lane has been taken for Complexity. So 3 towers taken for Quantic, and it really suits their mid-game style of play at this moment. Just checking out the goal graph really fast. You can see Radiant has a bit of an advantage. Not too much to speak of at 17 minutes, but still around 6k. Pretty significant nonetheless.
Yeah, wow. Complexity got so much advantage from that last team fight, but they lost it again after this last little engagement here. So we're doing a nice job. Jo initiates. There's the telekinesis. Fade Bolt as well. Oh, great force stat from Nature's Prophet to the logo. They were not expecting that one. That was his first pickup, by the way, after the Midas. And it absolutely saved his life right there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. As Jo wants more, he's going to blink back in, just going to cast Fade Bolt. They want this tower at the very least. They still have Ravage. They should be able to get this tower. If Quantic will defend this, it looks like they're trying to defend it. They're trying to get in position, but I don't know if they can take it with Ravage and Leshrac just being too powerful.
Yeah, we'll see. Blink has ran out of Jo, so he cannot use the Queen of Pain's ability anymore. There's a TP. It's coming from Sand King. He wants to initiate. Only person not here is going to be Queen of Pain. There's the Burrow Strike. Burrow Strike right back. Shackle. There's the Ravage to chain initiate. Only catches 2. Anchor Smash to use. Venom ulti actually landing on a lot of heroes, but they do have that aura at least. Queen of Pain goes in. Great Scream of Pain on 3. Trying to dodge a fluff stun, but Jailed Burrow Strikes again. Follow up on Korok. Korok's in trouble, but a great Shackle shot. Power shot now picks up the Rubik. There's Tiny showing up finally, picking off some heroes. Wow, they are absolutely melting. And now a couple right clicks on Brax. It's amazing how much damage he's doing right now. Picks off a Nature's Prophet by punching. And Tiny with a triple as Korok trying to survive here. Avalanche in 2 seconds, and she goes to the low ground. Amazing. The phase boots drum, like, it helps so much. It's not just about the avalanche toss anymore. It's all of a sudden about attack moving, and it really paid off big time there.
What a team fight. This is just such a crazy game.
Yeah.
48 kills in 18 minutes. My god, this is some action-packed Dota. As Tiny was just like, he just said, you don't know what you're talking about. Bam! Hit you right in the face with my big stone fist, and that hurts a lot.
Ice fist, what are you talking about, man? It's all about ice.
But still, a small victory in and of itself, as Quantic were able to defend that tower. But
yeah.
It might not have been worth it.
Yeah, a triple kill on the Tiny. He's very close to Aghanim Scepter now, only about 1,400 away. Once he grabs that, his high movement speed and mobility just become even more dangerous. And of course, at some point he will pick up probably an AC, which increases his attack speed a lot, and he's going to be able to take towers as well as just do some nice AoE splash damage pretty fast.
Yep, and creep stats are not going to mean too much of this game. What's really going to matter are the levels, and you can see that besides Crystal Main, Complexity looks in decent shape, but Furon is only going to get more and more powerful, and it's going to be so difficult to stop his split pushing. And keep in mind, despite a Leshrac pick, they've only been able to pick up one tower, so we'll see if they want to make anything happen while Ravage is on cooldown. Looks like they're going to initiate on Hannah Montana. He is going to take the fall. Tyrant is so tank, but Sonic Wave in conjunction with the Nature's Prophet. As TC tried to pick up a kill, he's going to try to get the chase on. Force Staff able to escape, as here comes the Sprout. Nicely played by Brax, as TC was speeding up and trying to get to the Nature's Prophet as fast as possible. Here comes Fluff, Diabolic Edict doing so much damage. Square barely catches Korok at the edge, as Korok does take the fall, and looks like Nature's Prophet was able to escape, but still nice rebuttal by Complexity.
Yeah, solid play there. Tiny now only 700 gold away, and he's going to have it picked up, but awesome lead off. Fluff barely got the catch there. I thought they were going to get away. Nature's Prophet got away from TC. Thought it was definitely over at that point, but they're going to try to defend the tier 1. Hasn't been scratched yet, and 1437 is setting up currently. Painted Gold is invisible in the low ground. Oh, this could be so dangerous. If he can land a Burrow Strike as the team fight initiates, he might be able to get the Epi off. There's an Observer placed by Axe Mike looking for Shackle on TC. Another Split Earth, and they might actually back up from this one. 1437 trying hard to hold this off with his ulti. Nature's Prophet.
Venoman's ultimate just is too much at this point, but looks like Nature's Prophet might be in big trouble. Immediately forces Force Staff as Quantic Pain Gold finally reveals himself. He's going to get Split Earth, but looks like Rubik is the first one to pick up a kill on 1437. Epicenter is challenged. It's going to do a huge amount of damage as Fluff is going to take so much. Crystal Main is the next one to take the fall, as just so much chaos all over the map. Edict is just doing so much damage to Nature's Prophet after he dies, as the Shackle Shot is not going to be able to latch in place, but Jail is going to take the fall. One more hit, as looks like Brax is able to pick up a double kill. And can they get a push going? I don't know. Ravage is still up. And will they push in to get that tier 2 tower? I don't think they can.
Well, Korok's doing a lot of damage to Hannah Montana on the bot lane. He might actually get picked off. He does do an Anchor Smash, and man, he keeps, once again, gets killed to the Sprout. Nature's Prophet being all over the place, helps out top, and immediately comes bottom. Korok does have Aghanims as well, so it's totally cool. Just throw the ulti out, do the damage, and they were able to pick off the Tide with a nice Sprout.
Yeah, and once he hits level 16, that Aghanim's 40-second cooldown. I think right now it's 70 seconds. Yeah, it is 70 seconds with that Scepter. But it looks like TC might be in a bit of trouble. He's going to cast Avalanche Toss. He's going to get Sprouted as well. TC in so much trouble at this point. Nature's Sprout doing surprising amount of damage, but that's the power of attack speed with Tandemize, and Kurok is going to be able to pick up the kill. One more hit. Can they get the deny off on TC? He will be able to survive if only just Fluff is coming in to reinforce, and looks like Quantic are going to have to retreat. Nature's Prophet is out of mana, and Tiny is going to survive just barely. Man, I didn't think he would, but that's the power of Tiny, having 3.0 strength growth, one of the highest in the game, just able to tank so much more than he should.
Yep, and he ends up surviving. A very crucial time to do that, by the way. He's so close to Aghanim Scepter. Ends up TPing mid. He's going to take one wave, and it's over pretty much. He's going to have it. So there it is. He's got the money. Aghanim Scepter is on the way. Good defense from Fluff to cover him there. There's a smoke gank now from Jo, as well as Crystal Maiden and the Leshrac. So Hannah Montana going to stay top. He is so close to his mech. Those kills against him have been so crucial to delay the possible pushing part of Complexity, but they're going to try to make some space for him to farm for just a little bit here.
Man, and looks like Queen of Pain might just go for a fast Veil just to amplify the magic damage, but TC is just going to get harassed of it. They're not going to go for the kill. They know TC's too difficult to gank, but looks like top lane might be in bit of trouble. They decide to smoke up. Fluff just going to do enormous amount of damage to Bleak, and Bleak with that Splurth and Telekinesis is going to die so fast. Smoke see definitely paying off for the side of Complexity in that engagement. And can Complexity make anything happen? They're just getting pressured all over the map, but if there's one thing I do have to fault the Quantic side is that Venomancer is so absurdly poor. Sanking is underleveled, but he's going to be able to pick up his Blink Dagger soon. That might turn the tides in favor of Quantic once he picks that up.
Yeah, 350 gold here. But the sad part is, by the time he has it finished, No Field is already maxed out. So level 4 no field already up. He hasn't been able to. He had one decent epicenter in the last fight. It did some damage, but it wasn't like an absolute game breaking. Holy crap! You hit 3 people with this epicenter, and they're trying to get a kill on Korok. Can they land disable? They're going to need Jo to go first with telekinesis. But telekinesis is such a short range spell, and they actually can't see him. Oh my gosh! It's nighttime. Does Queen of Pain realize? Here comes telekinesis. Steals ulti actually, which is pretty reasonably good. Stun's gonna miss, and Queen of Pain survives. And that's an Aghanim's ulti, by the way. So that's pretty sick to steal.
I would have thought just the tip of that stun might have been able to pick up the kill, as he does have that ridiculously low cooldown on the Sonic Wave. That's going to be so annoying for Quantic to deal with. That might give Complexity an edge in this next upcoming teamfight. It will give him an edge in conjunction with our edge, which keep him on Sanking, blow out of the dagger, and should be able to pick up level 11 before this next teamfight breaks up. And once he does pick up level, an epicenter will just become such a big problem. Any sort of pipe being built on the side of Complexity? No, not yet.
But they do have no field.
Yes, no field.
Who needs a pipe? They've got a no field. No problem. It's like it's 2/3 of a hood for everybody on your team. Yeah, that stuff is insane. Yeah, and they're going to take top tower very easily. They have pretty much all the items they need. They have Aghanims on Tiny. They have Mech on Tidehunter, and they're actually going to TP back to defend. A little worried about this push from Nature's Prophet. This is where things get a little scary. He is on his way to his sheep. He's actually very close. Only 875 gold away. And once he has that, another disable finally coming to the Radiant team.
Yeah, and definitely one thing that Radiant was lacking was just Disable's Shackle Shot. Has not been latching as often, but still nice Shackle Shots overall in this game. Bro Strike, not enough. But once they pick up the Hex, it's just going to be so much easier to lock a hero in place. Panic Gold wants to get initiation. He's hiding in the woods. They don't know he's there. Will they be able to pick him off? Looks like Fluff is revealed. Sand King just hiding so cleverly. Very, very Mania-esque, as he's going to try to get the perfect initiation. Just going to come in for the rear of the battle. Looks like Complexity is going to try to get the initiation off. No, Panic Gold does reveal himself in the end, and he's going to have to back off.
Yeah, I don't think he thought the entire enemy team was there. So he blinked in, he was like, oh god, there's a Rubik right there. This is not safe, but he walked away. Sandstorm walk in, absolutely worth it. So bot tower is dropped, believe it or not. Tiny can kill trees or towers, and he has a Hyperstone. Now, look at this. That's like a 2-hit on a creep wave with a... I think that might have been a Fade Bolt as well, but even still, just insane damage out of that.
Yeah, and it's pretty ridiculous. And keep in mind, it's like Rubik has an Aghanim set as well for free, because he does have that Sonic Wave for such a long duration. And now with all the items, like he said, our Complexity just feels free to push in. They know that without any BKBs, Tidal Ravage will just be so effective at this point. And once BKBs are going to start to be picked up, then Complexity might be in a bit of trouble. It's still a long way from happening.
I love how Fluff killed the trees here just so that they can make sure that there wasn't a Sand King waiting in this position. Venomancer has a invisibility rune. Might be looking to initiate. See how many he can catch. He might be able to get IX Mike here. Pretty much for sure. There's the TP, and now IX Mike realizes what's happening. There's the Gale. Burst Strike's going to land, and they do pick up at least one support hero.
A small consolation prize, but still overall a successful engagement for Complexity. They picked up 2 towers, and they are able to get Tiny even more farm, and he has that Hyperstone. He's going to build towards that AC, and man, those thwacks of that Mighty Tree are just going to be so deadly to deal with.
Yeah, totally true. And you're right, it was going to be available on Queen of Pain. So the reason she picked this up, she's already boosted up her AoE damage a lot by grabbing her Aghanims for Sonic Wave. But now, every bit of magic damage done by the Radiant team is boosted by 25%. That's insane. That does counteract no field plus a little extra. And like we pointed out, they have a lot of magic damage. So I love this build adjustment. It's not an item we see very often, but against a no-fielded Rubik, when they're just sitting on magic damage, it's absolutely going to pay off.
Yeah, and despite the gold graph being in huge favor of Quantic, I think this is Complexity's time to really make it shine. So I like this pickup by the Sand King. He picked up a gem. He had a gem. Where did he give it? Man, I just got complete juked. He gave it to 1437. So the Venomancer wards are going to be able to disable. They noticed they're losing a bit of momentum. They tried to get a little bit of it back with that gem pickup just to deward as much as possible, limit the vision of Complexity, just really isolate them in the base, and just allow Nature's Prophet and Queen of Pain to just do their split pushing action all over the map. So gem is a really, really smart pickup in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a good idea. They have a Blink Dagger actually on Windrunner. The reason that this is kind of a more iffy item pickup, but the main reason that you grab it is because you can do Blink Shackles in team fights. It's kind of similar to what you can do with Sand Kings. You just line them up. You blink to a place where you can get at least a double or triple burrow, and then you get a better AoE stun, and it is extremely powerful in team fights, especially as things cool down. You can set up another one. So he's going to be able to do blink shackle shots. Hopefully that pays out for him. If not, if he misses the shackles, all of that gold kind of goes to waste. So it's definitely a hit or miss item. Not as safe as going for something like a sheep stick, but he's concerned about the next 2,000 gold worth of team fighting. It's a ways until sheep, so we'll see if it pays off for him.
I really like what TC's doing here. He has... Alright, I'm going to go for AC. I have a Hyperstone in my inventory, guys. He's going to go back into BKB. It makes so much sense, just because the amount of magical damage coming on site, especially in conjunction with that Veil. I really like this build by TC. He's just juking a bit with that Hyperstone, but he's going to be able to pick up the BKB and just have free range to thwack on everybody. But keep in mind, a lot of mobility items, Force Staff all around, on multiple heroes, on Windrunner and Nature's Prophet. They have Blink, they have Sand King, so it's going to be difficult to hold people in place while Tiny tries to get the auto attack on.
Couple illusions here. So they're thinking about pushing through. Edict's going to kill all the Treants. And yeah, totally right. Black King Bar is going to help out a lot for him. Especially, they have a whole 2 stuns now on the Radiant team, not including Shackle Shot. So he's going to be able to shut those down. No stuns on him. Like complete right-clicking for the entire team fight. Have we even seen Rubik? Oh, his ulti. He didn't even get to use Sonic Wave a single time. Oh, that sucks.
Oh no.
Poor guy.
Man, I would have thought he would have used it at least 2 or 3 just because this game has been so chaotic. But now these teams are starting to realize, okay, this game is very, very close. Quantic realized, okay, Complexity was getting a bit of momentum with those tower kills. You know, Complexity realizes, okay, split pushing of Nature's Prophet and Queen of Pain is just really, really annoying to deal with. So we're going to have to smoke gank up. So just very, very much a cat and mouse game at this point. And we'll see who the first team is that's going to blink. Will Complexity be able to pick up Roshan and hopefully get back in the game through that, or will Quantic be able to hold out and draw this to a game 3? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll see. Nature's Prophet still has his bottle, by the way. He's got a regen rune currently, and he's going to spawn treants in the bot lane and kind of push out a bit. We'll see what Complexity does to try to counteract the counter push, but right now they have been trying to get kills, roaming as 5, things like that. Tiny is very close to his BKB though, so maybe they'll just force a team fight when he does have this finish. He's only 500 gold away. So
I think they're just going to wait for that BKB. Once he picks that up, then I think they're going to go for a push, just because Tiny doesn't get stronger, but that's really the peak, and they don't really want the opposing team to start picking up BKBs, as we see Queen of Pain starting to go for, because BKB, despite Quantic having a lot of magical damage, keep in mind Complexity has so much magical damage on their side, and nothing goes through BKB on the side of either team, to be frank.
And was this a smoke gank from Quantic? I did see Nature's Prophet semi-invisible, but Dire Team is actually going on in. There's the Frost Nova. They do realize exactly what's happening. Absolute Legends, I'm sorry, Quantic, excuse me, is going to have to back up. A nice Sprout as well to get vision. And Hannah Montana looking for initiation. Arcade Mech on him. Very good tied items, actually. Works out quite nice. I'm sure you'd love to have a pipe, but nobody is actually building one quite yet. And they may get their own smoke. They look like they're looking to smoke here. Very good place to smoke in this little alcove. Very, very little vision there generally. And they want to force a team fight. If they can initiate and pick somebody off, it's going to allow them to push and maybe either take Roshan or take a tower. Are they really going to ninja this, or are they going to try to kill first? Looks like
they are smoked up, but Venom and Swords are just scouting out all the movement, and looks like they won't really take that. They have BKB up on Tiny, and Lesh is going for BKB. So BKB is really the name of the game here. Whoever can pick up the most BKBs will have a significant advantage from this next upcoming engagement. Looks like Quantic is completely split up. And can they escape? They are very mobile, so it looks like they might be able to escape, only just.
Yeah, Sand King blinks away there. He was the guy that got spotted. But the problem is Tiny doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He doesn't have a Force Staff either, so it's a little harder for him to initiate. Just has really, really good movement speed. Land Center is laggy? What? Come on.
Complexity was boot camping in Seattle for a long while.
Yeah, I saw some of the videos. They're awesome. Like, if you guys want to see more about Complexity, I don't know what the YouTube channel is, but you could probably just go search Complexity Boot Camp. Complexity Dota Boot Camp, something like that. You'll be able to find him. Love videos like that. So much fun to see more information about the players. So,
yeah, especially since Dota's just been such a, you know, we have all this hype about lands, but there's been so very few lands. But now, as teams start to train, because they know that land experience is essential. And keep in mind, one of the knocks against Complexity was the fact that they had no land experience. So training in this land environment is definitely helping. But unfortunately, right now, it looks like they're having a bit of trouble. Maybe just a little bit of a small spike.
It's a cool little buyback status. Have you seen this yet? The I hotkey? I've never seen that before. That's really cool. Valve.
Yeah, it was just introduced. Valve is just.
Quit impressing me. Impress me like every 3 weeks. I'm just. Every patch, so good. Let's look at the graphs though. Gold graph is actually 12k in the advantage of the Radiant team, which is surprising. I would have said if if you would have asked me 5 minutes ago, I'd be like, oh yeah, Complexity is looking more likely to win here. I feel like all of their stuff is coming together really nicely. They have solid teamfight heroes. They have pretty good farm on their core heroes, especially Tiny. Jo is doing okay, and Tidehunter as well. But I mean, I think the main issue is the Nature's Prophet just farming like crazy. His GPM has got to be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and just checking out his gold per minute. I forget which hockey that is. You. Man, I was 500 gold per minute, so he's doing okay. But yeah, I thought Complexity was doing quite well as well. I still think they're looking in tip-top shape, especially if they get BKB up on Lesh. Stanking just loses so much relevance once Epicenter doesn't really do too much. And if they get a pipe up on Tidehunter, I think Complexity is still in tip-top shape. The only problem is that it's going to be hard to kill the heroes on Quantic if they pick up their own BKBs. And like I said, BKB is the name of the game here, and Queen of Pain is going to go for one herself, and that's a smart move.
Yeah, it's interesting. She doesn't really... I mean, a Sheepstick would be kind of cool to have on the hero, but a BKB is definitely the safer option. Just because you can get chain stunned, you don't have that much HP. Your armor is decent, but not amazing, and especially up against the Tiny. If you can get chain stunned, or if you can just avoid, just say, Ravage isn't going to hurt me, it makes it so much easier to just set up your ulti and not have to worry about getting chain stunned and killed before you get to cast a lot. So, and she's so survivable. I mean, she can always shoot everything and blink out, wait a couple seconds, and blink back in and fight more. And just giving her that longevity in teamfights is really going to help out their carry potential.
Yeah, no doubt about that. As Venomancer trying to build up to his own Aghanims, that's going to be a long time in coming. He's just been playing complete all-out support, as 1437 is wont to do. As looks like this pod is taking quite a bit of time, but just checking out the positioning, the creepy Equilibrium for once, despite playing against a Queen of Pain, this power of Tiny Cleave and Leshrac just being able to clear creeps in the blink of an eye. The creep equilibrium overall is on Quantic side of the map, so it's going to be much more difficult to reinforce the team fight. But keep in mind, they have Nature's Prophet. They can just push in and get the team fight whenever they want.
Yep, and this is mainly as a result of a lot of smoke ganking from Complexity in the last couple of minutes here. They ran all the way through the bot lane, ran into the jungle, and now are finally coming out of the river here. And it's just because they've been invisible the whole time. And Nature's Prophet, has he been putting his ulti down? He actually hasn't. He hasn't used it in 60 seconds at least. So just natural pushing here. Just
yeah, you really want to save for the team fight.
Yeah,
which makes a lot of sense because magical damage, especially with that Veil up, man, that Nature's Prophet ultimate will just do so much damage. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll help out a lot for sure. Yeah, no new items on Windrunner. She's got 2,000 gold. Nature's Prophet is at 3k, so could go for maybe like an MKB or something. What would you get on Nature's Prophet in this case? He's already got Hex and Force Staff.
I might go for a DPS item, or I might go for DPS into BKB or BKB into DPS, just because you need a BKB in this game. It's just so important.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think just going DPS before BKB might help him out, just able to clear creeps faster and push a bit better, and he'll be able to do more damage in team fights. But BKB, if he wants to do team fights, is just so important. So he'll get a BKB. It just matters when.
All right, I dare say, do you want to fast forward a little bit through this? We'll have to resync a little bit, but how about we just both speed up to 2 times? And yeah, so we'll count down 2 times. Ready?
See how this goes.
3, 2, 1, speed up! All right, we're on 2 times. The clouds are moving twice as fast. I'll count down before we start up again. So they're just waiting on the land center once again. So save us a little bit of time. Sorry about this, guys. I would normally, if I was casting solo, I would have done it immediately, but it's a little bit harder to coordinate. So yes, Ike's Mike. I want to like take Ike's Mike and like put paint on his mustache and just have him like rub his mustache on a piece of paper for me. I think that's how that's how I want his signature.
That's a very creepy dream.
No man, that's awesome. Mustaches are so cool. So cool, man.
Man, you're just secretly a lumberjack. You're all into that.
Yeah, something like that.
You just need to wear... Actually, you do wear plaid shirts, so...
I do. I have a lot of plaid shirts. Whenever I do laundry, I have 2 piles. I have, like, whites, and I have plaids. That's pretty much it. And maybe some colored stuff that I mix into plaids, but...
I'm surprised you don't actually live in Canada.
Yes, I don't. Well, Wisconsin is a close second to Canada, that's for sure. Similar accents at times, depending on where you live. So...
As it looks like the land spike is still going on, a bit unfortunate.
Yeah,
as people just chatting back and forth. Chappie is Master Chef. Chappie is a manager of Complexity, and I think all the managers do get to go to the International too. I know in the interview on GGNet, Furryfish, the manager of Zenith, is going to International too.
Oh, is she? Cool. That's awesome. Ah, man, it's gonna be so cool. Get to hang out with the best Dota players in the world, and Valve staff. For 10 days. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Cannot
If
wait.
you see Gay Ben, what are you gonna do?
If I see who?
If you see Gay Ben.
I'm pretty sure I would expect that I'll get to meet the guy. Like, I assume so. It's gonna be awesome.
Well,
I'm really hoping that the Valve staff actually asked me to like coach people. I'll just like, hell yeah, I'll coach you guys, no problem. Like, just imagine that Coach Gaben how to play Dota 2 better. Oh my god. That's awesome. That's like something you put on your grave, totally. You're like, this one time I got to coach Gaben. That'd be cool.
And it was amazing.
I don't know, maybe it sucks, who knows, but like, just to be that person, I would get to do that, that'd be cool. Gaben, for those who don't know, he is the founder of Valve, I think, is the best way to describe it.
He's notorious on Reddit for being, like, the god.
Yeah, he's a little, but either way, you know, I largely respect the guy, it's awesome, so.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking about...
Oh, drama. Sayori drama.
Yeah. If you hadn't read about that, I don't really know.
Well, you can estimate when this game was played now. They're talking about recent news over here.
Yeah, I think this game was played 3 or 4 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a bit earlier. Yeah, this looks like both teams are starting to get ready, so...
Oh damn, he said Kuroki is coming? He just said yes, Kuroki?
I don't know. As G is called by 1437.
Wow. So maybe Kuroki's gonna play instead of come with me. I didn't know about that. Alright, oh shit, I accidentally slowed down. 3, 2, 1, slow it down. Alright, I'm gonna change the screen just to make sure. We should probably pause it just to like double check we're at the same spot. Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna speed up until the game resumes and then I'll have you match there because we've already waited a really long time.
Yeah, it resumes at 55:01, so I'm at 55:02.
Okay, I am like already into 56 and a half and they still haven't resumed, so I'm just gonna speed this up. I want to save everybody's time here. We've already talked about a lot of stuff. Okay. Alright, at about 57:02. Why don't you match there and we'll go.
57:02?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. That's where the game resumed.
No, the game resumed. Oh, it paused again. I didn't see.
Yeah, it paused again. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that part.
Okay. Alright, I'll just speed up. Fast.
Man, that's awesome. Kuroki's gonna be there. Awesome.
Yeah. So he's gonna replace Commonly for Mouse. Keeping my mouse.
If Mouse plays. Yeah. By the way, that's cool.
Alright, I'm at 57:02.
Okay, I'm at 1 times. You're at 1 times, and we can start.
Yep.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 57:03, 57:04, 57:05. Oops, don't spoiler alert, everybody. And back to casting. Awesome, guys. Thank you for being patient. Sorry about that. That is out of our control, needless to say. And the game's going to continue. So currently, Complexity sitting pretty heavily mid. Once again, Rady Team has a gold advantage, and they're probably going to continue outfarming the Dire Team, but Dire Team probably has a team fight composition advantage, at least until the Rady Team picks up a lot of BKBs.
Yeah, I think Leshrac, in conjunction with Tidehunter, especially with Splash Damage of Tiny backing up, that's such a deadly combination. Yeah. And if Rubik can steal Sonic Wave once again, that'll just be icing on the cake. It'll just be so devastating to deal with. But looks like Brax is just going to get the heck out of there. As looks like Complexity, they're trying to wait for Quantic to make a mistake, try to get a gank off at the very least before they decide pushing in. But Quantic playing very, very passively. They know if it comes down to late game, Nature's probably the best late game hero with Tiny. And they have Queen of Pain, who's very, very mobile. And one Shadow Shot can make or break a team fight, especially if a lot of BKBs are on the Quantic side, so Ravage won't do as much.
Yeah, you're totally right. And keep in mind, guys, that Complexity is up 1 game, so if Quantic loses here, they're out. And that's why everybody is playing so safe here. Complexity wants to finish it now. They don't want to have to chance another game. And obviously, Quantic doesn't want to get eliminated on the verge of this game that they could possibly win. So very, very crucial. People will play safe generally in these locations and in these situations. So.
Yep, looks like Complexity just gonna hit Roshan a couple of times with that giant tree. There is wards being placed by the Radiant side. They know that Complexity is there. They're trying to get in position. This Roshan is actually falling quite rapidly. TC's just doing so much damage. Will Quantic be able to initiate fast enough? Power Shot's gonna fly in, but I think this Roshan will take the fall. So they're already committed. They're gonna have to make a decision right now. Absolute Legends Blink blinks back in. Looks like Tiny picks up the Aegis. Sonic Wave is dropped. BKB is popped as well. Needs to pop. Ravage is gonna hit so many heroes. Episode is being shelled, but only hits Tidehunter. Fluff is gonna be the next one to take the fall, but TC with that BKB and the Aegis is just dealing too much damage at this point, and coL takes the fall as well. TC is just wearing away on everybody on the side of Quantic, and they're gonna have to back up. And it looks like 1437 is gonna get 2-shotted. Paydic Gold wants some more. He's gonna get inside with those trees. Brax might take the fall as well. Brax did buy back in that engagement No, he bought an all-out BKB at this point. He hasn't used it quite yet, but he might. Yes, he is going to take the fall as well. And it looks like Quantic are completely the back foot. Bleak did die. He did buy back, and he's going to die once again. No, he's going to be able to force staff away at the nick of time, but still an overwhelming victory for Complexity, as it seemed like Quantic did not have a cohesive game plan going to that team fight. They just were so scattered.
Yeah, it was really tough to initiate on the high ground there. I mean, they had some heroes on the high ground, they had some heroes in the river. They had somebody blink in to try to take Roshan. I'm guessing that was Queen of Pain, but the Dire team got the last hit, and the Aegis went to Tiny. And he didn't even die in that fight. He popped the BKB, Queen of Pain popped the BKB. I saw him fighting a little bit, but from there it all came down to very, very crucial stuns. Mostly from Rubik, I'd like to point out. He was able to steal Burrow Strike, and I saw multiple Burrow Strikes during that fight. It was able to pick off support heroes, so definitely a big loss there from the Radiant team. They couldn't snipe the Aegis, and now it's going to be a little bit of pushing from Complexity before this is all over.
Yeah, it was actually Bleak. He blinked in there with the wind run. He immediately died. He bought back. And
oh, that was him that died. Wow.
So he was able to escape in the nick of time, but still an overwhelming victory for Complexity. And keep in mind that I think one of the biggest underrated factors was that Stanking unfortunately couldn't get a proper epicenter. It was only on Tidehunter, and Tidehunter could just tank that like nobody's business. I mean, he has a Hood of Defiance. He's going to be able to finish the fight, and you can just see how little Stanking can do at this point in the game. It's really, really frustrating for a Stanking player.
Yeah, Hood and no field. Ugh, man, very tough for him to
Tidehunter was just eating that for breakfast.
Yeah, I bet. Tiny is now 350 gold away from his AC, so he's set with the BKB, but from here on out, more damage on the opponents. Fingers crossed. Come on, guys, don't be paused too long. But it's a very crucial game.
Just looking at the goal graph, you can see how little goal graph means. You can see overwhelming favor for Radiant, but you can just see Complexity as just such a more powerful team fight engagement that goal graph really is not painting the whole picture here. But yeah, hopefully this boss won't go on for too long.
Yeah, it should be sweet. 4,000 EXP for the Radiant. So it's going down. That's the biggest difference. I mean, the gold graphic is peaking down just a little bit, but their farm rate is still pretty high when they're not engaging because of the Nature's Prophet, because of all the AoEs they have, especially like Queen of Pain. You can blink from camp to camp, you can use Scream of Pain. If you really want to, you can just ulti a huge creep wave and then just don't fight for 40 seconds. So they definitely have the options. I didn't even really get to see if Veil was used really well in that team fight either. There's just so much stuff going on.
I think it was used, but I think Sonic Wave was used before it. But keep in mind, Epicenter only hit Tidehunter, and Tidehunter just really didn't do anything. As it looks like 1437 is going to die. Focus Star is being cast on Jail. Will Bleak be in trouble as well? Anchor Smash is going to come in. Bleak is going to try to win run away. Poison Nova is casted as well. This might be a bit of a mistake, as 1437 is going to take the fall. And I think Complexity will be able to heal up before they start pushing in. Yeah, they're just going to take that ultimate. I think that might have been a bit of a mistake by 1437 as Bleak takes the fall again.
Yeah, he was definitely out of position on the high ground past the middle of the river. He tried to run away from the Windrunner to guarantee that only he was the one to die, but it was actually two of them. So probably the first mistake that we've seen in a very, very long time so far this game. And that just shows how important every single hero is. And they're actually backdooring this tower. They're going right through the region. They don't even care. Last Track with the last hit. And they've still got 23 seconds until they're at all forced to fight a 4v5. But they're going to wait for the creep wave this time, I think.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Venomman's ultimate will be down, and Tidehunter Ravage is up. I really don't see how Quantic can take this team fight successfully. And keep in mind, the creepy Glue Rim and Nature's Prophet is not going to do rack straight. Kurok is going to blink it, and he didn't pop the BKB. He's going to get stunned. Looks like Ravage is going to be popped. Double BKBs are used as well. Painted Gold did channel the Epicenter, but it didn't do nearly enough damage. Crystal Main was the only one to fall in that engagement. TC still has Aegis. He's going to be able to regen up, and looks like Nature's Prophet is going to die once again. Yes, one more hit by Jail, picks up the kill. Queen of Pain is trying to do as much as she can, and another beautiful double burrow strike being cast by Painted Gold. He did buy back, but TC is just doing so much damage, and he still has Aegis, keep in mind, and he's going to finally die, but he has Aegis. He's going to heal up to full HP, full mana, but I think Complexity are just fine with this.
Yeah, TC's going to finish the rest of the creep wave. He's still full HP. He does have that AC, by the way. Finished off the mid tower with help from that. There's the burst strike, double shack with a blink dagger pays off. There's ulti as well from the Queen of Pain, but it only does 300 damage. Half of that gets resisted by the no field plus natural stuff. Bleak shooting up another power shot before he walks away, but they still got the Rex. And finally, somebody in this team takes the tactical advantage with a Rex.
Yeah, and once again, I'd like to point out, the goal graph really does not mean too much. I mean, it means a lot in sort of slower-paced games, but just where lineups are composed of such overwhelming teamfight heroes, if you're playing against Enigma, if you're playing against Leshtide, it's gold graph really doesn't mean much at all. And Tiny's just becoming such a huge issue. He's going to go for Chrysalis, and he's going to pick up that Daedalus in a bit, but still Chrysalis is just going to amplify his damage by so much. He's just hitting for so much damage, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous what his items are. This is like the most farmed Tiny I've ever seen in a pro game. Usually you do see like an Aghanims Assault Cuirass, but having a BKB and then items past that, it's insane. Makes sense though. He did skip Blink Dagger, so that made it always a little cheaper, made everything a little less expensive. He may actually sell a drum at some point. He's actually not going to carry on to a TP scroll, but does anybody else have a drum? Doesn't look like it. Yep, no drums on the Dire team at all. So he probably doesn't want to get rid of this. The extra movement and attack speed is actually pretty significant for his allies.
Yeah, unfortunately for Quantic, they're just not pumping up enough damage, and even when they manage to get their ultimates off, Sand King, Epicenter, Sonic Wave, Pipe, and BKB, just say lull to that and just keep going on. And now Lesh has picked up his BKB full 10 seconds, so he's going to get 10 seconds of Pulse Nova up. That's just going to be so devastating for Quantic.
And they're looking to smoke as well as the next team fight will continue. They've got Blinks on Jao as well. He's got Scream of Pain at the moment. IX Mike just stacking up HP items, and like you said, Fluff, BKB, really awesome. Level 17 as Sport Hero is great. There's actually, we see Nature's Prophet get caught, Blink forward, that's going to be initiation. There's an Avalanche as well, a couple right clicks, he's going to die without anything happening at all. There's the Epicenter, literally did nothing. Sonic Wave puts Tidehunter to about 60%, but 2 heroes dead. Sand King as well as the Nature's Prophet, and once again, Quantic is behind here, on the verge of defeat possibly. We'll see how many Rexes that Complexity can take while they're dead. They're going to have to go bottom because the tier 2 is still up top, so they cannot take the top set of Rex. But at the least, they're going to be trying to backdoor the creep wave. They need some damage output though, and now they're wailing into it.
They have it in spades. They have Tiny with the Aghanim Scepter, they have Leshak, Diabolic Edict, and keep in mind they still have Tyler to Ravage, and Nature's Prophet will be dead for so long, and Blink is just going to die in a heartbeat, and I think this might just be the game. TC's just doing way too much damage, and they still have Ravage, so Quantic can't even take the team fight, but still, nicely played by Quantic nonetheless, just waiting for a GG at this point, as I really honestly don't see any way that Quantic can come back from this deficit.
Yeah, no kidding. We saw how much the Epicenter did. It barely touched them with the Pipe as well as the no-field. Crystal Maidens even going to ulti creeps for an enjoyment that they're going to win this game probably. Tier 4 towers are picked off, and then the throne to finish things out. Can they defend in time? It's very unlikely. Tower, it's taking so much damage from TC. Throws and tosses one from here. They just want to hold them off as long as possible. There's the first Ravage. They're actually going to fight this here. Korok gets picked off, BKB on TC. Pipe also pressed, and it's it. Complexity is going to take the win 2-0 versus Quantic, and that's going to put them into the finals against Bottom for the ESWC online qualifiers.
Yes, indeed, and that was such a crazy game in the early stages of the game, but still that game slowed down, and the team fight power of Complexity was just too difficult for Quantic to overcome with their mid-game lineup.
Yeah, awesome fun. All right, thanks for casting with me, Bballin. It was awesome with you. Do you have any shoutouts?
Shouts to DCCom, shouts to you, Purge, for letting me cast on this, and shouts to ESWC and Plantronics for allowing us to put on this event for you guys. But if you want more of me, you can check me out on youtube.com/bballin773, or I'm on dotacommentaries.com. But thank you again, it was a lot of fun, and gotta take a break for now.
Sounds good. Alright, if you guys want to see more from me, go to my website, purgegamers.com. You can also follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/purgegamers. Thanks again for ESWC. If you guys want to see more from them about their announcements, to try to figure out when the finals are going to happen, go to eswc.gamecom.plantronics.com. And thanks everybody for tuning in to the late night cast. Even though it was North American nighttime, we still had some awesome viewers. So thanks everybody for enjoying the content, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
They asked me, how do you become a pro gamer? Practice, practice, practice. When my mom sees me in tournaments and things like that, she realized how, it's a big deal. If you're a competitor and you're the top player in these games, you're banking. Everything that you're doing in a game, there's sound to it. The reload of a shotgun at a corner, you're able to hear that at a distance. If someone's reloading around my corner, that guy's gonna die instantly. Everyone plays to win. I mean, let's be real here. Some of these top pro players can't even pass the second round of Pac-Man. Going up to the stage, it's really exciting. That's the thing. It's over the edge. Everyone in the background was just cheering on. with the surround sound. You're so enhanced in the game at this point. If the world was ending behind me, I couldn't tell. Focus is the key. When it comes to competition, it gets really intense. Headsets give you that advantage. Command victory.